I'm the founder of Landscape Marketing Hero, and today we're going to talk about why working by the hour for your landscaping customers is both good and bad, and the things to watch out for so you can be intentional about what type of estimates you provide to your customers. So stay tuned, and I will share this with you. I'm Gabe Arnold, and this is the Green Mountain Podcast. We are the champions who brave the elements to create beauty. We see chaos and create order. We are never afraid of hard work, and we understand the power of strategic thinking and intentional actions. We come from all walks of life, and we will never allow our past to determine our future potential. We create beauty around the homes of our customers and increase the value of our community with the work that we do every day. We understand the power of consistent branding because it helps us grow and serve all those around us. We practice effective sales so our company, employees, and community can benefit from the value we add. We intentionally invest in operational habits that help us deliver excellent results to our customers on a continual basis. We understand that powerful and beautiful things take time to grow, and with consistent watering and intention, amazing results can happen. We are committed to making the world a better place by being positive examples to all those around us. We don't allow anyone to look down on us because we know the value we bring to our community as leaders. We create positive workplaces for our employees so they feel safe and supported, and at the same time, we hold ourselves to high standards. We pursue excellence on a daily basis because we know the journey is worth the sacrifice. We are the protectors of the land. We are the guardians of beauty. We are the heroes. We are landscapers. When we figure out for our company what our hourly rate should be, it's a really positive step forward. And there's a couple different ways to use that, which we're going to cover in a few minutes here. But before we get to that, what I'd encourage you to do is definitely sit down with an accountant, with a CPA, work with somebody that understands your industry and also understands what your profit margin should be, what your expenses are. Make sure that you consistently and intentionally have a really strong understanding of what your numbers are in the business, because when you have that, you have the ability to scale and grow. If you ignore that or you just guess all the time, you're going to sometimes be successful, sometimes not, but more often than not, when I see people who don't spend time studying their numbers and understanding where they need to be profitable, that's the slow decline, the slow leak that ultimately leads to them really struggling in business or ultimately going out of business. And so instead of just asking what other people do and, saying, what do you charge? And just using kind of crowd intelligence, which sometimes is right and sometimes is wrong, make sure you go through the exercise of finding out, like, here's what it costs to operate my business every month for insurance and renting our shop and fuel and vehicle payments and everything you have as a baseline. That's some of your overhead. And then determine, as you work with, a financial professional, determine what you actually need to charge every hour in order to be profitable. Once you have that foundation done, and you can work through that yourself, we help members through that in our mastermind as well. But you really do want to have a tax professional, a CPA, an accountant, a financial professional help you with it, because it will give you a clear, second set of eyes that will say, here's what we normally see in your industry. Here's the things that you can do to grow and change and improve. Once you have that established, then you can move forward and you can compare which pricing you should use based on the project. So hourly work, when your hourly rate is profitable, and for easy numbers, just for this episode, we're going to, say that your rate is $100 an hour, which may be higher or lower than you're used to charging, but for easy math, we'll keep it there. When you're starting out on something that you don't have a ton of experience delivering, or it's a new complex project, or you're just not sure how to tackle something. When you do that, it's safer for you to say, I'm going to quote you, 20 hours to do this job. But if it takes more than that, then I'm going to let you know as soon as we've used up, 3/4 of the hours that we planned on, so that you're aware that it may take more hours. And that is a way to keep you safe and also be just honest with your customer and say, there's some variables here. There's some complexity. And so we're just going to charge by the hour. We're going to do the best we can. We're going to done as quickly as we can, but it's going to be, $100 per hour. That's a relatively safe way to engage in new work that you haven't done before. The downside of that, though, is that if once you get proficient at something and you know how long it takes and you know how to deliver a great result and you've done it, a handful of times, you actually are leaving money on the table if you don't provide a fixed estimate. So if you have been, as an example, doing spring cleanup in a neighborhood that basically has all the same size lots and it's pretty similar, maybe when you start out, you're charging by the hour and you realize, it's taking us about, 12 hours to do each house. Just say that's the number. So that's $1,200. If you're charging by the hour and you're just giving estimates, say, hey, it may take, 10 to 15 hours, but I'm going to charge you by the hour. And they agree to that. They give you a deposit. So, they're a real customer and they're serious about working with you. And then you work through that. If it only takes you like 8 hours, that's good for the customer, but you're losing out on profit. And so they're risking you not knowing exactly how long it's going to take because they might pay a little bit more, but they also might have the advantage of it getting done quicker. They get the advantage of more profit from that agreement. Once you understand, if you've been through that community enough, the neighborhood, or you just know how long any type of job takes, I'm just using that as an example with spring cleanups. If you realize that you can do these jobs in 10 hours and that you can price them profitably and customers are happy to pay you, $1,800, then you have a significant upside because you can collect more profit. You can deliver a great customer experience. They can get the result they want, and they don't have any risk because they know exactly what they're agreeing to in the beginning. So that's kind of the side-by-side comparison of when we should just charge by the hour is when there's too much complexity or we're inexperienced in a job. We know we'll figure it out and we will deliver in the end and take good care of the customer. We don't know how long it's going to take. Hourly is a great path there. If you're uncertain, that's the path to take. But if you've done something enough and you really have a lot of clarity on the scope of the work and how long it's going to take, then it's better for you to price profitably, make sure there's plenty of margin there, and make a higher amount of profit. And it's then lower risk for your customer. So those are the two sides to working by the hour or doing fixed estimates. And the reason I'm sharing this with you today is just to remind you that we have to be intentional about how we price things, what estimates we give in order to increase our profits and build cash in the bank, which puts us in a position to be able to weather unexpected challenges in business, go through economic cycles that aren't so great, and also have the ability to invest in our business and scale up. So think through those things this week. Be intentional about when you're charging it just by the hour and you're giving a rough hour's estimate or you're giving a fixed price, and really just continue to refine and perfect your pricing approach. I've been selling and been an entrepreneur and been in multiple businesses for over 25 years now. And every year I still go back and say, how can I improve my pricing? How can I increase my profits? What can I do better to be successful in this space? I hope this has been helpful for you, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's episode. If you're ready to begin your journey up the Green Mountain, where we show you how to build a low-stress, high-profit, $10 million per year landscaping company, then head over to landscapemarketinghero.com to download your free growth map. One of our guides will be there to help you along the way. Again, that's landscapemarketinghero.com.